Been a big debate about the best football team in Chicago Central history. The class of 1997 had Division I talent senior, junior, and sophomore season, as well as sent the most guys to college in one single season, 1997. I want to get your opinion on who you feel like is the best team in Central history and why, and how the 1997 team, which is your senior year team, matches up against the 1991 team, who went 10-1, and 1998 team.
Okay, definitely. What you want to do first? 92, 97?
Let's go with.
Alright. Hands down, I think talent-wise, and I got as much family on the 92 team and friends as I do on the 97 team. So I'm not being, partial about this talent-wise. The 97 team could have had an opportunity to beat the 92 team based off of how Coach Bush was feeling that day, on what kind of offense how he wanted to approach that team. I think like against that 92 team, it would have been dumb for us to try to run the ball. It would have been hard.
Hands down.
Ping at linebacker, you got Kondo, Royce Love,
Robert Smith.
I mean, you got, just a lot going on right there. And at that front line, man, it would have been hard to run the ball. And if we was able to protect, their secondary was like Swiss cheese. They had Deron Kroom in the corner. Probably gave the most touchdowns in the history of Central. Who was on the other side? Was it Pachi? Pachi was on the other side of the ball, the corner. And they had D. Glenn as safeties, but I mean, D. Glenn and Royce Roberson out there too, a little bit.
Yeah.
But they couldn't stop what was going to be happening to them corners. I mean, they would have to make some adjustments. I done talked to Ping about it a few times, and he said he would have played corner against us, but I don't think Coach E would have did that, because if he'd have came out of that box, we'd have started running the ball, he'd have to go back to linebacker. So, that 92 team, it's a possibility for that game to be a blowout either way.
Give me the score.
Yeah. If we run the offense that we should run, we just adjust to them, it's going to be a shootout. Ping will run for about 250. He'll have about 3 touchdowns.
No, I don't agree with getting 250.
Ping will run for 250, man, because they go come at us with Ping and Royce. Ping go break 2 long ones. Bob may break out and break 1. I mean, like they did against everybody else. But I think that offense will be on the field so long when they'll start weighing down, because we score quick on that defense. I'll say, man, it's crazy. I'll say, like, we beat them about 35 to 21.
Okay. Chris Browder made a big statement, said that his senior team will beat the 1997 team 31-27. How you feel about that?
I mean, that's just stunt. Stunt go speak up on his team. I think he know the truth. A lot of guys that was on that 98 team, stats suffered when that 97 class left. Will Lewis was a monster at linebacker, but you got to let him run free and make plays like how Ray Lewis do. When Mike Florence, Antwan Williams, Dan King,
Big O,
they went, when the 3 seniors that was there went there no more, Will started getting blocked and his numbers dropped. I ain't sure how much, but I heard it was a big drastic drop from junior to senior season. I don't see them being able to stop us at all. That'd be like one of them 7 scores.
Will Lewis still dominated the game. I think he still had 15 to 16 tackles a game, and what he said was that the competition was easier for him because he went against us every day. So I think Will personally still be able to do his thing. But go ahead.
Yeah, but no doubt Will have a good game against us. I mean, I ain't never seen Will have a bad game. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody has. But we was just too much for them, man. They coming out with their wide receivers gonna be Tommy and Stunt.
Yeah, Jermaine Fierce.
And we go just be real about that, man. It wasn't too. I mean, they had a great quarterback, Keon Frazier. but they defense would have had some rough time because like most of our defense, most of their defense was first year starters. There's a lot of seniors left out of our class, so I'm thinking just with those first year starters and you know the experience that we had, that team would have had a hard time. I'm saying that one like we played 2 quarters of that way. Coach Rich was coaching. So,
what's the score?
42-14, 42-0 at halftime.
Real quick, I want to get a debate. The 1993 team, which was Smith, Willie Collins, them, they went 3-6. That team had just as much athletic skill players as we had. John Massey compared to Marcus Reeves, Willie Collins to PJ, Scrappy to myself, Al Thomas to you, Brian Hardaway to Austin, Wash Coleman to Mike McGee. You know, how you think that fare off?
The reason why that 93 team, for that class, they didn't play well, and they was 3-6 as leadership. You know, I was there to witness it, man. It was, I mean, leadership is key in football. You know, you can have all the talent in the world, poor leadership, and you won't go nowhere with it. John Massey had like a lot of personal issues that he let affect him on the field, and he didn't mind in and out in practice. He didn't mind, you know, just snapping off or going off on coaches, or sitting out plays. And that's your quarterback, that's your leader. All these other teams had leaders who led, you know, showed up and was consummate professionals. So I think like, you know, Brian Hardaway, Al, you know, Smith, them guys suffered because, you know, their leader wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. Because that team, they scheduled, that's when we start getting those rough schedules like that. That team still could have beat a lot of those schools that they lost to.
So is 1997 senior year class team the best ever in Central history?
It's tough, man.
Is the 1997 team the best team in Central history? You just said on any given day we'll beat the 91 team, which is 10-1, who considered the best as of right now, and then we'll blow out the 98 team. Then I compared the two teams that had the most athletic skill players at one time together.
The one thing that puts any hesitation in me, because I know people say, if you got to hesitate, then ain't sure. I'm sure that we the best team. Now, the coaching at the time, like, what coach say, okay, we can't run the ball on them, we about to throw today? Would he do that? You know, I don't know. I mean, coach was kind of stuck in his ways at that time. He's a great coach now, because he got more experience and all that. But would coach have changed the whole game plan up? You know, so I mean, I think we're the most talented team to ever come through East Chicago Central history.
The most talented, but not the best.
The coaching, it's the one thing. I don't know what the coaching would be like, but if coach would change the game plan up, we the best team ever.